Have you ever wondered why some people work day and night yet remain stuck in the same place, while others move forward with calm, steady steps and achieve results that seem almost impossible? Think about it. Two people can put in the same hours, yet one burns out with nothing to show, while the other grows stronger, richer, and wiser with every effort. The difference is not the hours. The difference is not the energy. The difference is how they work. This is where most people get it wrong. They think success belongs to those who grind the hardest, who never stop, who exhaust themselves until there is nothing left. But let me ask you, what is the point of running fast if you are running in the wrong direction? What is the use of filling every moment with activity if those activities never take you closer to your true goal? Working harder without working correctly is like pouring water into a broken jar. No matter how much you pour, it will never be full. If you stay until the end of this journey, you will discover a way of working that does not drain you but builds you. You will learn how to align your actions with your purpose. You will understand how to turn ordinary effort into extraordinary results. That is the reward for listening fully, clarity, focus, and the strength to work in a way that transforms your life, not just your day. Now, let us begin with truth. Most people today are trapped in a cycle of false work. They mistake movement for progress. They wake up busy, they go through the day busy, they sleep with a mind that feels busy, and yet, when they look back, nothing important has been achieved. This creates frustration, it creates stress, It makes people believe they are failures, when in reality, they were simply working in the wrong way. Psychology tells us that the human mind needs clarity. The brain does not thrive in chaos. When you load yourself with too many tasks, when you scatter your energy across things that do not matter, your mind becomes overwhelmed. And what happens then? Your motivation disappears. You lose the will to continue. You become tired, not because you worked too much, but because you worked without a clear path. Here is the truth. Success is not about how much you do, but about how well you do it. Working correctly means choosing the few things that matter and giving them your full attention. It means cutting away distractions, eliminating noise, and putting your energy where it actually creates results. This is the secret that separates the successful from the struggling. Imagine this. One person spends the whole day checking messages, answering random calls, rushing between small meaningless tasks. At the end of the day, he is exhausted. His energy is gone. But what has changed in his life? Nothing. Another person spends the same day focused on one meaningful task, one step toward his goal. He ends the day tired, yes, but fulfilled. Because his effort was not wasted, his work was correct. Your life will not change because you work longer hours. Your life will change because you learn how to align your work with your deepest purpose. Every action you take must connect with where you want to go. Every ounce of your energy must be invested, not wasted. This is working correctly. Think of it like a bow and arrow. If the archer shoots without aiming, he may fire 100 arrows and still miss the target. But if he takes a moment to focus, to align the arrow with the target, he may fire just once and succeed. Correct work is that alignment. Without it, you are lost in endless effort. With it, every action becomes powerful. And here is the beauty. Working correctly not only builds success, it also builds peace. Because when your actions have meaning, your heart feels light, stress fades, confusion disappears. You no longer question yourself because you know your energy is building something real. So I ask you again, are you working or are you just moving? Are you aligning your actions with your purpose or are you filling your days with empty busyness? The answer to this question can change everything. Stay with me until the end because this journey will show you the exact path to working correctly. If you commit to understanding and applying this, you will never look at work the same way again. You will not only achieve more, you will feel stronger, calmer, and more alive while doing it. That is the promise. That is the reward. This is where your transformation begins. It does not start with doing more. It starts with learning how to do the right things in the right way with the right mindset. From this moment forward, you will learn that success is not built on chaos, but on clarity, not on exhaustion, but on direction, not on endless hours, but on correct effort. And if you truly want to rise, if you truly want to break free from stress and stagnation, then you must learn this one powerful truth. Don't just work correctly. One of the greatest traps in life is believing that being busy is the same as being productive. It feels good to be busy. It gives the illusion of progress. You cross small things off your list, you keep your hands moving, and for a moment you feel accomplished. But deep inside, there is still emptiness, because none of those small tasks took you closer to the life you truly want. This is the silent problem of wrong work. It looks like progress on the surface, but it steals your time, your energy, and your hope. Psychology shows us that the mind loves certainty. When you work without direction, you create mental chaos. Your thoughts become scattered, your focus weakens, and your emotions swing between stress and you feel exhausted not because you worked too much, but because you invested your effort in the wrong things. This is why so many people go to bed tired yet restless. They know deep down that their energy was wasted. Think about how dangerous this is. Every day you spend working on meaningless tasks is a day stolen from your true potential. Every hour of wrong work pushes your dreams further away. You cannot build a strong future on weak foundations, and wrong work is nothing but sand. It collapses under pressure. The truth is simple. Being busy is easy. Anyone can fill their day with noise. But working correctly requires courage. It requires the strength to say no to distractions. It demands that you stop chasing everything and start focusing on what matters most. This is not easy, but it is necessary. Wrong work is the reason so many people live tired but unfulfilled lives. They give their time to everything except their real purpose. They serve urgency instead of importance. And in the end, they wonder why success feels so far away. The first step to transformation is recognizing this trap and refusing to live in it any longer. When you break free from wrong work, you open the door to true progress, the kind of progress that builds your future with every action. If wrong work drains your energy, then correct work multiplies it. The human mind is designed to function best with clarity and focus. When you know exactly what matters, when your actions connect with a clear purpose, your brain enters a state of flow. In this state, time feels different. Hours pass like minutes, and instead of feeling drained, you feel empowered. This is the psychology of correct work. It transforms effort into energy instead of exhaustion. Our brains are not built to handle endless distractions. Each time you switch tasks, your mind needs time to adjust, and this constant shifting burns mental fuel. That is why people who try to juggle everything end the day feeling tired yet empty. But when you channel your attention into one meaningful direction, something powerful happens. Your focus sharpens, your creativity grows, your productivity rises naturally. Correct work is not about doing more, it is about doing better. Imagine your mind as a magnifying glass. When scattered, the light is weak, but when focused, it can ignite fire. Same is true with your effort. Correct work channels your strength into what truly matters, and that intensity creates results far beyond normal effort. Psychology also reveals that achievement is deeply tied to emotion. When your actions align with your deeper goals, you feel fulfilled. Every step becomes meaningful, and this sense of meaning fuels persistence. You no longer quit when things get hard because the work itself gives you purpose. Correct work turns discipline into something natural because your heart and your efforts move in the same direction. This is why correct work feels powerful. It eliminates chaos and replaces it with clarity. It destroys the endless cycle of busyness and replaces it with progress that you can see, measure, and feel. When your mind learns to work correctly, you stop chasing success blindly and start creating it with intention. This is the psychology that unlocks lasting growth, focus, clarity, and purpose working together as one. Once you understand the psychology of correct work, the next step is to realize that true power comes from simplicity. The human mind performs at its best when it is not overwhelmed. Too many choices create hesitation. Too many tasks create confusion. But when you strip away the unnecessary, when you reduce life to what truly matters, your energy becomes sharp, direct, and unstoppable. Simplicity is not weakness, it is strength. It takes courage to remove the distractions that look important but hold no real value. Most people fill their days with noise because it makes them feel safe. They are afraid of silence, afraid of focus, afraid of putting all their effort into the one thing that could actually change their life. But simplicity forces you to face yourself. It forces you to choose, and choice is where power begins. Think of a river. When it spreads wide, its flow is slow and weak. But when that same river is narrowed into a single path, its current becomes powerful enough to move mountains. Your energy works the same way. Scattered effort is weak. Focused effort born from simplicity is unstoppable. Psychology proves this truth. The brain finds peace in order. When your tasks are simple, when your priorities are clear, stress decreases and performance rises. That is why some people achieve more in a few hours of focused simplicity than others do in weeks of chaotic busyness. Simplicity frees the mind to go deep, to create, to master. Working correctly means refusing to drown in complexity. It means saying no to what does not matter so you can say yes to what does. It means clearing away the clutter, not just from your desk or your schedule, but from your mind. Because when your path is simple, your steps become powerful. Simplicity is the hidden key. It does not make life smaller. It makes life sharper, cleaner, and stronger. And when your work carries this clarity, every action you take moves you forward with purpose and strength. This is the true power of working correctly. Fewer tasks, but deeper effort leading to unstoppable growth. Simplicity gives direction, but discipline gives strength. Many people wait for motivation to come before they act. They think they need to feel inspired, excited, or in the right mood before they can work. But here is the truth. Motivation is temporary. It rises and falls like a wave. If you rely on it, your progress will always be unstable. Discipline, on the other hand, is steady. It does not ask how you feel. It does not wait for the perfect moment. It simply acts. And that is why discipline is far more powerful than motivation. Psychology explains this clearly. Habits shape your destiny more than emotions do. Every action repeated consistently becomes automatic. Your brain builds pathways that make the act of working natural, like breathing. Discipline is the training of your mind and body to move forward even when you don't feel like it. Motivation may push you to start, but only discipline carries you through. Think of the people who achieve greatness. They are not always more talented, not always more intelligent, but they are disciplined. They show up when it is hard. They stay consistent when others quit. They keep their promises to themselves, not just when they are motivated, but especially when they are not. This is why discipline builds results that last. Discipline is freedom. At first it feels heavy, like a chain. But with time, it becomes your strength. When you master discipline, you no longer depend on mood swings. You no longer waste time waiting to feel ready. You act, you move, you progress. This consistency creates confidence, and confidence creates success. Working correctly means building a life that does not rely on fleeting emotions. It means replacing the weakness of waiting with the strength of action. Motivation will come and go, but discipline will stay with you. It will carry you through difficult days, through moments of doubt, through times when your energy is low. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And when you cross that bridge, nothing can hold you back. Discipline builds the habit of showing up, but focus is what turns those habits into real progress. Without focus, even disciplined effort can scatter into meaningless directions. Focus is the force that takes ordinary work and transforms it into mastery. It is the ability to direct all of your attention, all of your energy into the task that truly matters in the moment. Psychology shows us that the human brain thrives in deep focus. When you give yourself fully to one thing, distractions fade and your mind enters a higher state of performance. This is often called flow, where work feels natural, where time disappears, and where results come faster and better than you imagined. Growth happens in this state because your effort is no longer divided. It is complete, whole, and powerful. The problem most people face is not a lack of effort, but a lack of focus. They are pulled in every direction. Their attention is split between countless tasks, messages, and interruptions. This constant shifting weakens the quality of their work. It keeps them stuck in average, never touching excellence. But when you learn to focus, even for short periods, your progress multiplies. 10 minutes of true focus is more powerful than hours of distracted effort. Think of a seed. If sunlight is scattered and weak, the seed struggles to grow. But if sunlight is direct and constant, the seed breaks through the ground and rises strong. Focus is that sunlight for your goals. It gives them the energy to grow, to take shape, to become real. Working correctly means protecting your focus as your most valuable resource. It means shutting out distractions, silencing the noise, and creating the space to go deep. Because growth is not born in chaos, it is born in attention. And when you master focus, you will discover that your potential has no limits. Your work will not just move forward, It will rise, expand, and transform you into someone stronger than you ever thought you could be. Focus creates growth, but growth demands that you step into discomfort. This is where many people stop. They want progress, but they also want comfort. They want change, but they resist leaving the safety of what they already know. This is the trap that keeps people stuck. The desire to improve without the willingness to endure discomfort. Psychology reveals that the brain seeks safety. It is wired to avoid pain, to stay in familiar patterns, to protect you from the unknown. But this same instinct that keeps you safe also keeps you small. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it slowly kills your potential. It whispers, stay here, don't risk, don't push while your dreams silently fade away. Every achievement in life is born from discomfort. Muscles grow by breaking and rebuilding. Skills sharpen through repetition and failure. Confidence rises only after facing fear. Without discomfort, there is no growth. Comfort protects you from struggle, but it also denies you transformation. This is why so many people work hard yet see no real progress. They choose tasks that feel safe, routines that are easy, actions that don't stretch them. They stay busy, but they never move beyond the level they already know. True growth requires you to embrace discomfort as a companion, not an enemy. Think about the strongest individuals you admire. None of them were shaped in comfort. They were forged in difficulty, in challenges, in situations where they were forced to grow or be broken. And they chose growth. That is what made them powerful. Working correctly means rejecting the trap of comfort. It means understanding that discomfort is not a sign to stop, but a sign that you are moving forward. It means leaning into the challenge, accepting the struggle, and trusting that every moment of discomfort is building you into something greater. Comfort keeps you the same. Discomfort creates the person you are meant to become. Stepping out of comfort brings growth, but growth is never instant. This is where many give up. They expect quick results, fast rewards, immediate success. And when progress feels slow, they lose faith. But the truth is simple. Nothing great is built overnight. Patience and consistency are the foundations of lasting success. Psychology teaches us that the human mind craves immediate rewards. We want to see results today for the effort we give today, but life does not work that way. Real transformation works like nature. A tree does not grow the day after it is planted. It takes months, years, sometimes decades to reach its full strength, but every day, unseen, it grows a little deeper, a little stronger. The same is true with your work. Every small action you take, every day you stay consistent is like planting a seed. You may not see the result right away, but the roots are growing beneath the surface. When you stay patient, those roots eventually break through and what once seemed invisible becomes undeniable. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can stay disciplined for a week, but few can stay steady month after month, year after year. And that steadiness is what creates unstoppable momentum. It's not the giant leap that changes your life. It is the thousands of small steps you refuse to quit taking. Patience protects you from frustration. It reminds you that the journey is long, but every step matters. Consistency protects you from weakness. It ensures that no matter how small the progress, it is progress nonetheless. Together, patience and consistency form the unshakable foundation of success. Working correctly means refusing to rush. It means choosing progress over perfection, process over speed. It means trusting the unseen growth and showing up every day with quiet strength. Because when patience and consistency join hands, there is no dream too far, no goal too high, and no obstacle strong enough to stop you. Patience and consistency shape the path, but to stay on that path, you need mental strength. Because no matter how disciplined you are, no matter how focused, there will be days when life pushes back. Days when everything feels heavy, when nothing goes as planned, when doubts fill your mind. In those moments, physical effort is not enough. It is the strength of your mind that keeps you moving forward. Psychology shows us that resilience, the ability to recover from stress and failure, is one of the greatest predictors of success. It is not about avoiding struggle, but about facing it with the right mindset. When the mind is strong, obstacles become challenges, not defeats. Setbacks become lessons, not endings. Every failure becomes fuel to grow stronger. Mental strength is built just like a muscle. It grows through resistance. Each time you keep going despite fear, despite fatigue, despite doubt, you add another layer of power to your character. Slowly, you become unshakable. What once broke you now only bends you. What once discouraged you now motivates you. The truth is most people quit not because they are weak in body, but because they are weak in mind. They allow fear, doubt, and negativity to control them. They forget that the mind decides before the body acts. If your mind says you cannot, your body will obey. But if your mind says you must, nothing can stop you. Working correctly means training your mind as much as your skills. It means guarding your thoughts, strengthening your self-belief, and reminding yourself daily why you started. It means replacing weakness with resilience and fear with courage. When you master mental strength, your work transforms. Challenges no longer scare you. Failures no longer defeat you. Instead, every difficulty becomes proof that you are capable of more. And with that strength, you do not just survive the journey, you conquer it. Mental strength gives you endurance, but endurance without reflection can still lead you off course. This is why self-reflection is essential. Working hard is important, but working in the right direction is even more important. Without reflection, you risk investing years of effort into the wrong path. With reflection, you can correct yourself quickly and move forward with greater power. Psychology teaches us that the brain naturally falls into patterns. Once you build habits, they run on autopilot. This can be a blessing if the habits are correct, but a curse if they are not. That is why reflection matters. It interrupts autopilot and forces you to ask, am I moving in the right direction? Are my actions aligned with my purpose? Correction is not weakness, it is wisdom. Many people fear admitting mistakes, so they keep going in the wrong direction just to protect their pride. But this only multiplies failure. True strength is the ability to stop, evaluate, and adjust. Just as a ship changes course by small degrees to reach its destination, your life changes when you are willing to correct your actions without delay. Self-reflection also builds clarity. When you take time to examine your work, you see what is effective and what is not. You learn faster. You waste less energy. You remove what slows you down and strengthen what moves you forward. This process transforms failure from something painful into something useful. Every mistake becomes a teacher. Every setback becomes guidance. Working correctly means living with awareness. It means never moving blindly, never wasting years on paths that lead nowhere. It means having the courage to face yourself honestly and to realign when necessary. When you practice reflection and correction, you create a cycle of constant improvement. You don't just keep moving, you keep getting better. And that is how true progress is built, not in one perfect step, but in thousands of corrected steps that keep pulling you closer to the life you are meant to live. Reflection and correction guide your direction, but true mastery of work is not only about results, it is also about the state of your mind while you work. Many people chase success but lose their peace along the way. They achieve goals, but their hearts remain restless. They reach milestones, but they carry stress like a shadow. Working correctly means more than progress. It means finding inner peace while you walk the path. Psychology proves that the mind performs at its best in a calm state. Stress, chaos, and constant pressure reduce creativity, lower focus, and weaken decision-making. But when the mind is centered, when your thoughts are calm, your work flows naturally, you think clearly, you move steadily, and you remain strong even under pressure. Inner peace does not mean the absence of challenges. It means the ability to face challenges without losing yourself. It means you can work hard without feeling consumed. You can chase growth without burning out. Peace gives you balance, the strength to push forward, and the wisdom to rest when needed. Think about it. What is the value of success if your mind is always heavy, if your heart is always tired? True success is not just reaching the goal, it is reaching the goal without losing your soul along the way. Peace is what keeps you alive inside while you fight on the outside. Working correctly requires you to build this peace. It comes from clarity of purpose, from cutting distractions, from staying aligned with your true values. It comes from knowing that every action you take is meaningful, not wasted. Peace is the reward of correct work because it creates harmony between effort and purpose. When you find peace in your work, you no longer fight against yourself. Your mind and body move as one. You work with strength, with clarity, with calmness. And in that state, you do not just achieve, you flourish. That is the power of inner peace in work. It turns the journey of struggle into a journey of strength and fulfillment. When inner peace joins with focus, discipline, and correction, something powerful begins to happen. You transform. You are no longer the same person who once chased busyness, who once drowned in distractions, who once confused effort with progress. You become someone different, someone sharper, calmer, stronger. This is the true reward of working correctly, not just external success, but an internal evolution. Transformation is not a single moment. It is the silent change that builds inside you day after day. At first, you may not notice it. You only see small differences, more clarity in your thoughts, more energy in your actions, more purpose in your days. But over time, the difference becomes undeniable. The person who once struggled to stay consistent now cannot imagine giving up. The person who once feared discomfort now seeks it as a path to growth. The person who once worked blindly now works with vision. Psychology tells us that identity shapes behavior. When you begin to see yourself as someone capable, someone disciplined, someone focused, your actions automatically align with that identity. You no longer fight to stay on track. It becomes who you are. This is the deepest form of transformation, when correct work does not feel forced but natural. And with this change, your life expands. Opportunities appear because your energy is different. People respect you because your actions have power. You feel fulfillment because your work no longer drains you, it builds you. The same hours others waste you use to rise. The same challenges that break others you use to grow. This is what happens when you commit to working correctly. You do not just achieve goals, you become someone capable of achieving endlessly. Your life is no longer a cycle of exhaustion and stress. It becomes a journey of progress and peace. That is the transformation. From chaos to clarity, from weakness to strength, from confusion to direction. This change is not temporary. It is permanent. It is who you are becoming. Transformation is the proof that correct work changes everything, but it must end with one truth that stays in your heart forever. Don't just work correctly, because life will always offer you two paths. One is full of noise, busyness, and exhaustion, but leads nowhere. The other is built on clarity, discipline, and purpose, and it leads to growth, strength, and fulfillment. The choice is always yours. Think about the time you have. Every day is a piece of your life that you will never get back. You can spend it on distractions, or you can invest it in your true purpose. You can waste it in comfort, or you can use it to build the future you dream of. Time will pass either way. The question is, will you let it pass meaninglessly, or will you turn it into power? Working correctly is not just about reaching goals. It is about becoming the person worthy of those goals. It is about building a life where effort and purpose walk hand in hand. It is about knowing that your work does not just consume you, it shapes you. And every step you take in the right direction makes you stronger, calmer, and more alive. Remember, success is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters in the right way, with the right mindset. That is the secret that few discover but all admire. The world does not remember the busy, it remembers the purposeful. So carry this truth with you. Your energy is your greatest resource, your time is your greatest treasure, and your focus is your greatest weapon. Protect them, use them wisely, direct them toward what truly matters. And as you walk forward, remind yourself each day, don't just work correctly. Because when you do, nothing can stop your growth, nothing can block your peace, and nothing can limit the life you are destined to create.